If I hadn't made a decision to shift into my desired reality a few years ago, my life would have been very different. So, to shift into your desired reality, you first have to believe in parallel realities, and otherwise, you would not shift drastically into a new reality. And the oldest, most profound concept of this parallel reality is discussed in the book The Kabbalion, which comes from the Hermetic teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, where he says that the all, which is a term for God, the all is dreaming infinite dreams. So the ancient believed this existence to be a dream in the mind of the all. And this also ties back into the Hinduism, Vedas, and in Vedic tradition is also considered, this world is considered to be Maya. In Buddhism, it's all an illusion. The reason why it is so important to understand that this is a dreamlike world is because dreams are not as physical and tangible. And if you want to believe in supernatural things and weird things and magical things and changing reality with your mind, then it's very helpful to read the ancient texts and wisdom of the old, because in current reality we are way too much rooted in the physicality of things and this world being legit. And the reason why I like to read quote Kabbalion and Hermeticism is because Neville Goddard was a fan of it too, and he quoted Hermes Majestus stuff in multiple of his lectures, and perhaps yeah, even in his book, the book called Seed Time and Harvest, he quoted this quote that man is given the gift of speech and mind, which makes him equal to immortals, which is just to say that if we can control our speech, which is our words, and our mind, our thoughts, we can shape this reality, we can change this reality, because this reality is a dream-like state. Now, the reason why I'm trying to build this picture for you is because this is a dream in the mind of the all, and the all is dreaming infinite dreams. There is a dream where what you want exists and you already have it. Now, the reason I said that I decided to shift my reality a few years ago and my life has completely changed. I decided, it's a decision. So, to shift a reality, you have to decide what you want in life, right? Know what you want. Neville Goddard said it again and again, that know what you want. First step is knowing what you want. Now, a lot of people were saying that in my recent video, I said that sometimes I have not been successful, and people are like, have you not been successful? And I said, I went back to a quote by Neville Goddard where he said, he quoted Bible and he said, be either hot or cold. If you are lukewarm, I will spit you out, Jesus said. So I said that, be either hot or cold, don't be lukewarm. So what is lukewarm? Is a person who's lukewarm is undecided. An undecided person is either doesn't shift into a new reality because they don't know where they want to go and they don't attract this reality into their life, or they stay in a confused, stagnant sort of a state where then nothing progresses in their life because they are in a state of confusion. It's starting to rain a lot. Anyways, so to shift into a new reality, you have to decide. Now, a few years ago, it was not in my plans to shift to Russia. Absolutely. Um, uh, Russia was a cool country in my mind, but it was not an idea where I will go to Russia and marry a Russian girl. but uh, but I met my wife, and so the story began. And I decided that I will marry this girl and I will come to Russia and live here. And if I had not decided that, I would have given up a long time ago, and I would have gone to a totally different reality. Perhaps I would be somewhere in Bali right now, just uh, you know, walking on the ocean. But I decided to choose this reality. And how did I shift to this reality? First was the decision. Know what you want. I know what I wanted, so I chose it. Then I started to affirm. I have shared this affirmation before in one of my videos as well, and I was affirming, I am blissfully married, insert the name of the person, and we are happily living together in Russia with ease, harmony, comfort, and deep spiritual love. And this was my affirmation, and I imagined us living in a apartment in Russia and just doing everyday activities, just living. What you gonna do when you are married to your person? You're gonna live with them in a and doing everyday activity. What you're gonna do when you get your dream job? You're not don't imagine being excited and getting the job. Go to the end when you already have the job and you are performing the job and you are feeling satisfied. So I did that. And finally, one more thing I did to shift into my reality was I started to plan my life ahead, like when I will be in Russia. I started to think of business ideas, like what I'm gonna buy, where I'm gonna go. And I imagined walking in snow. As I shared in one of my previous videos, I imagined walking, because Russia is a very cold country. Now, now it's not, but usually it's very cold. And I imagined getting my feet sunk in snow. So I did all that. What was I doing? I was aligning with this reality that was not my physical experience at the moment, but I was getting vibrationally aligned with what I wanted. An assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. What is persistence? Persistence is just deciding, choosing, and repeatedly going back to your assumption that I want this, I want this, I will get it. This is mine. I'm just expecting it to come. It's mine. So this is shifting reality. But there is a version of me who never got married and never came to Russia. There's a version of me who is, you know, doing some traveling the world. So there are so many versions of me. And if I had not decided to marry my wife and come to Russia, my life would have been completely different. But since I believed in the law of assumption, I started to embody what I wanted, and I shifted here. This is why it is so important to realize that other realities exist. If you don't believe in them, you are not gonna get vibrationally attracted to them. You're not gonna think about them. You're gonna believe all of this to be hocus pocus. And as Jesus said, "In my Father's house there are many mansions. If there were not so, I would not have told you so." And he says that if I go to, I will go and prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back to you and receive you unto me. Something like that. I'm just reading it at the top of my head. But this Bible verse explains that in my Father's house, Father is just our super consciousness, the all, God. And there are many mansions there. And you need to decide which mansion you want to live in. And you need to decide that and tell to Christ consciousness or Jesus, and Jesus will go and prepare this place for you. So know what you want, and then decide that you want, that's it's yours, and then do the processes. The problem is people are doing the processes, but they're not changing their consciousness at the root level, at identity level, because they do not believe that this stuff is actually real. Like parallel realities exist. This is a dream in the mind of the all, and God is dreaming infinite dreams. So people do not believe in that, so they doubt a lot, and I do too. It's not I'm not gonna say here that I have mastered the law. I still fail sometimes, but when I have decided to have something and I persist, the success rate is almost 100%, always. This is why I'm saying I decided on this reality where I am right now. I had many other options. I could have gone to other countries. I could have gone to other people. There are endless possibilities, but I decided to be here. I decided to marry my wife. I decided to come to Russia. I was imagining it, affirming it, and I was building a picture of my future. And because I knew that this reality exists. So choosing your direction in life is very important. So most people, when they are trying to manifest something, they're not deciding. That's the problem. They are not deciding. They are not sticking to their assumption. They are doubting. One moment they are in the zone, other moment they are out of the zone. It is not an issue for you to fluctuate with your moods and your feelings. It's okay. Sometimes I get triggered, I get angry, I get frustrated. Everybody does. This is a human experience. But where you will shine and where you will succeed is deciding and then persisting. And this persistence is gentle persistence. When you know what you want, you keep going back to that reality. You imagine it, you affirm it, you visualize it, you script about it, you think about you think from the state. Like, I was imagining my future here, like what I'm gonna do in Russia, where I'm gonna go travel and what I'm gonna buy. I was imagining all that stuff. That means I already had that state. I was convinced that I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna marry my wife, is gonna it's all done. So I'm now moving to the next state. That's the faith, as Florence Scovel Shinn said, that dig your ditches first. So dig your ditches. Decide. It's all about a decision. Shifting reality is telling to your Christ consciousness what you want, and then Christ will go and prepare a place for you, and then He will receive you onto Himself, which is which means that you don't have to do meticulous things to get what you want. How is gonna be done by the Christ consciousness, or the all, because the dreamer will take care of how the dream works. It's not your job. So believing in infinite dreams of God is the first step. Learning about esoteric reality and the wisdom of the ancients is very helpful. It solidifies your belief in this reality being malleable, mind over matter. And then you can gain confidence by applying the practices and deciding what you want and then sticking to it, and sticking to your assumption, and it will be done for you. I'm a living example. So this is it for this video. Until next time, bye bye.